You ever look at a job ad and feel like you're trying to read another language? Well, today that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take this real job ad for a supplier development engineer and we're going to tear it apart to figure out what the company is really looking for.
So what is actually going on inside this ad? We're going to slice through all that corporate speak and get to the stuff you really need to know if you're thinking about applying for a job like this. So let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Before we dive into all the details, we got to get the lay of the land. You know, the fundamentals. Who's hiring, what's the job, and where is it? Okay, so the company is WEG. They're a big multinational in the electronics manufacturing world. The role is a supplier development engineer, and it looks like there's a path to a senior engineer position, and it's all happening in HOSUR, Tamil Nadu. Simple enough. Now we've got the who, what, and where. All right, so we know the basics, but what does a supplier development engineer actually do all day? Let's break down the main responsibilities and figure out what the day-to-day mission really is. Now, this first line is super important. Cross-functional management. What that really means is you're the hub. You're the person connecting all the different teams, design, quality, finance, you name it. Your job is to get everyone on the same page, to sign off on new parts and the companies that make them. It's like you're part project manager, part diplomat. And here we go, our first classic piece of industry jargon, Q, D, and C parameters. This might sound a little technical, but I promise you this is the absolute heart of the job. So, what in the world do these letters stand for?
So Q, D, and C are pretty much the three pillars of whether a supplier is any good. It's all about quality, delivery, and cost. Can they make good parts? Can they deliver them when they say they will? And can they do it for the right price? Your entire job is making sure the answer to all three is always a big yes. Because a failure in just one of those can be a total disaster for the production line.
And all of this fits into a cycle that just keeps going. You start by finding and selecting suppliers. Then you've got to assess what they're actually capable of. After that, you qualify their parts for use in your products. And finally, you're constantly auditing them to make sure they're still hitting those Q, D, and C marks. It's a loop that really never ends.
So now we know what the job is all about, but what kind of person are they actually looking for? Let's paint a picture of who the ideal candidate would be.
Right off the bat, the first thing that jumps out is experience. The ad wants a minimum of 4 years, so this isn't an entry-level gig. They're looking for someone who can walk in the door with a solid background and get started right away. Digging a little deeper, they need a mechanical engineer with that 4+ years of experience. But look closely at that preferred industry part. It's not a deal breaker, but if you've worked in high-tension motor or generator manufacturing, that is a massive plus. It means you already know the lingo and the specific challenges of their world. But it's not just about degrees and years on the job, right? Let's talk about the specific skills that will make someone a superstar in this role. What do they really need to know?
Success here really comes down to two sides of the same coin. On one side, you need the hard technical skills. You have to know your stuff about things like forging, casting, and machining. But on the other side, you need the process know-how, the people skills, to actually manage the suppliers. The person who gets this job will be great at both.
So, what if you've been listening and thinking, hey, that sounds like me? Well, if you're ready to make a move, the company has actually made it pretty easy to apply.
Yeah, no need to fight with some clunky online application system here. It's a direct line. You just send your profile or your resume straight to this email address, tputalovan1@weg.net.
Oh, and before you hit send, they've asked for 3 key pieces of info right up front. Your current and expected salary, or CTC, and your notice period. Getting this to them right away just shows you pay attention to detail and it helps them move things along faster. It's a small thing, but it can make a big difference.
So, when you strip away all the technical terms and the jargon, what's the real job here? It's all about being a relationship manager. You're not just buying parts, you are building and taking care of the partnerships that make the whole supply chain work.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In a world where we're seeing more and more automation, more AI in logistics, how does a role like this evolve? As machines get better at handling the data, the Q, the D, and the C, what does that human element of the job start to look like? Definitely something to think about.